Hi, my name is Akshit and I work as a developer relations engineer at Maxim AI. Whenever we build an AI agent, we have to keep iterating through the prompts. But if you change your prompt, you might have to worry about redeploying your agent. This can become a very redundant process. So how about you can maintain your prompts on a cloud environment or a cloud playground, and then in your Colab notebook or your Python notebook, you can retrieve those prompts easily. And in this video, we are going to achieve this itself using Maxim's Bifrost LLM gateway. So as you can see, I am on the Maxim Cloud Platform. If you click on the prompts and go to the single prompts, over here in this section, you can maintain all of your system prompts. And you can manage these prompts from here itself. In your coding environment, you can easily retrieve those prompts. So let's do that. So first of all, I'm going to create a new prompt. I'll call it as, let's say, customer support for medical shop. I'll click on create and I'll put a system prompt. You have to act as a helpful customer support agent for a medical store. If the user asks for a valid medicine, you say it's available. If user asks for an invalid or restricted drug, say it's not available. That's it. I'll click on publish version. I'll give a version name v1 and then I have to deploy this prompt so that I can use it in my coding workflow. So I'll click on this deploy button, click on deploy v1 and then you click on add rule. So over here we have to define two things, tenant and environment. You can also define customer ID and customer name if you want. And from here, edit deployment variables. You can add new variables and also you can modify the names of the default variables. Now, if you see my edit deployment variable section, you will see tenant is a number. So my tenant should always be a number. So I'll say my tenant is 000 and environment, I'll keep prod. You can keep dev or staging, anything that you want. And you can have any number of rules that you want to set. So these are the two rules that I want to set, and we will be configuring these rules in our Colab notebook also, where we will be fetching the prompt. Now I'll click on deploy. So you can see my deployment is completed. Now I'm going to copy the prompt ID from here. That's it. I'll go back to the Colab notebook. And first of all, in the secrets, I should have the Maxim API key setup and prompt ID. Now, first of all, let's get these variables from the notebook secrets. So for that, I'll say from google.colab import user data. If you are working in VS Code and you have an environment file, then you can use a .env package module of Python and you can work with that. I'll say Maxim API key is equal to user data dot get same variable name that I've set in the notebook secrets. Let's hit shift enter. Great, our variables are ready. Next, I'm going to install. So I'll say pip install Maxim Py package from PyPy. So this is done. Now from Maxim, I'll import config and Maxim class with capital M. And over here, I'll create a config variable and define the configuration variables. One will be API key, Maxim API key, and I'll say prompt management to true. Maxim, another variable. So just creating an instance of the Maxim, and I'll provide the configuration. I'll hit shift enter. This is ready. Now from maxim.models, I need to import a query builder that will help me build a query using the tenant and the environment that I had set. Query builder. I'll set the environment to prod and I'll set the tenant ID to 000. Now I'll write a function which will help me to get the prompt from the cloud environment. So def get prompt. I'll say print getting your prompt. I'll define the same rules over here using the query builder. So query builder dot run. So query builder dot and I'll have two variables that I need to set. So first one will be deployment variable env and I'll set env. The next deployment variable with tenant and I'll define the tenant ID. After this, I'll say build and I'm going to return maxim dot get prompt using the prompt ID and the rule that we just defined. And I'll create a new variable prompt is equal to get prompt and I'm going to print the prompt that I have just retrieved. Let's test it. You can see getting your prompt and I got a instance of the prompt that was defined in the Maxim playground. So this is great. Now, if you want to get some more stuff, let's say I'll say print in a new cell, print the model that I'm using for this prompt. So prompt dot model, and you can see GPT 3.5 Turbo 16K. So this is great. Now I'll try to chat with this prompt. So I'll say response is equal to prompt dot run. Can I paracetamol? So this is a drug which anyone can purchase. So let's try to see what our response is, and it is running. So our assistant says, yes, we have paracetamol available. How many tablets do you need? Perfect. So this is a perfect response. So like this, instead of worrying about that you have to iterate through the prompts again and again, and then you have to deploy your agent again, you don't have to do that. You can easily manage your prompts on the Maxim's cloud playground, and you can use your prompts over here in either in your Google Colab notebook or in your Python files in your project. So that's it. In this video, we covered how to get or retrieve your prompts from the playground. In the next video, we'll be seeing how to actually do prompt proxy using Maxim. So till the next video, best of luck for your AI journey.